Are the people ready for this? Because this is gonna be fucking awesome.
They better be ready. They better be ready because we're wetting your palate right now. We got a great guest on for this upcoming podcast on Go With Your Palate. We got King Kyote. He's a musician. He's a surfer. He's got a great story. He's got some amazing music. Really happy to have you on the podcast. And, well, let's talk about some of the shit we just talked about.
Dude, we talked about that AI does not match the human connection. It doesn't match the heart that actually goes into music. And you definitely prove that because you're an inspiration, I think, on your road and your journey here. So, yeah, computers, sorry, dude.
Also, make music for yourself.
Yeah.
If you're going to make music, and if people love it, it's like wine, like food, like anything else. You make it for yourself and put it out in the world. See where it goes. Inspire somebody.
2026. I'm over computers.
So yeah, I think that's where we're going. We want real.
Yeah, and we enjoyed hearing like you sharing your origin story with us and how you got to where you're at and the impact you're making and the story that you share, and you put a lot of heart into it. And we're definitely, I think you found out now, like we're fans.
Yeah.
And we've been rooting you on, man. We're happy to have you in Napa Valley. You're gonna be rocking out Quilt & Co.
Yeah, happy to be here. Really stoked to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, where's lunch?
Oh, where were we eating today?
Yeah.
Charter Oak.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's one of Chris Custo's restaurants.
Wait, your
from 8
neighbor
a.m. this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's got that. He's got Chichio. He's got the Jewish deli in Napa or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was that?
It's Lovsky.
Lovsky,
right? Yeah.
Lovsky, like the Jewish deli.
Jewish.
Yeah.
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 They got good bagels there. I didn't know that was.
I don't think he's Jewish.
Well,
it's like his great grandmother.
that's where that comes from. It's the ish, dude. It's the ish. What?
Maybe family.
Don't you consider yourself sometimes Jewish because of your wife?
I just a Jew. That's
oh wow, that's so romantic.
my wife's Jewish.
Wow, that was very passionate. He's such a romantic.
So much romance.
You would think he's a Pisces, but he's not.
When you get married, you got to mix the romance up with the crude of like
you need a healthy balance.
Yeah. You need to get a little wild sometimes. So otherwise, people get bored.
Yeah. It keeps it spicy, right?
Yeah.
But
actually, it was funny. We watched The Hangover like sometime in the last month, and there was one line in there that we just both started laughing our asses off. It's when all four or three of them go in to like find the stripper that Stu married. If you remember, Stu the dentist, right?
Yeah.
Heather Graham.
Yeah.
Heather Graham. Yeah.
That's right.
It was a smoke show. and then you got the big dude. I can't remember his name.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, Zach Galifianakis. So they're talking
dude.
about. He's like, that's my ring. That was from my grandmother from like. She survived the Holocaust, and his comment is, I didn't know they gave rings out at the Holocaust.
That's my grandmother's Holocaust ring. Right.
That was my grandmother's Holocaust
Zach
ring.
Galifianakis, without fail, will always deliver like the funniest like deadpan lines ever.
He made that movie, man.
Oh man! And then Between Two Ferns is like one of my
favorite.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's so good. And I mean, I just love it. I could just like watch that for days. God, who was it? I don't know why her name's escaping me right now. But from Hunger Games, the lead actress from Hunger Games.
I don't watch children's shows. Sorry.
Brunette.
Jennifer Lawrence, right? Yes. I don't know. But like, I just saw this like clip. It's an older clip. I've seen it before, but it still cracks me up. Where like Jennifer Lawrence like says something, and he's like, "You shouldn't say that. It's off-putting." And she's like, "You should be off-putting." Yeah. And then she's like, "Because you're fat." Like, dude. It's like, but he flows with it so good, dude. It's like, oh man.
Go watch him in Obama. Obama starts roasting him. It's hilarious.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh dude,
I don't think I've seen
that.
the Obama clips.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those. Right?
Yeah.
I saw the
crazy.
Hillary Clinton clips.
With him?
Yeah.
Wait, she went on Between Two Ferns?
Yeah. Like the in line was like, so how should I get a hold of you? Email?
Wow.
She's like, I don't know why I chose to do this. It's horrible. Like, I think that like, even though it's comedy, I think that could have single-handedly ruined her political career.
Leave it to Zach. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, the Charter Oak. I can't. Are you a burger fan?
Love burgers.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna find out really fast. They do a great burger there.
Yeah.
Well, I heard the chef's legit. So
he's a little overqualified for burgers.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's the thing about chefs. I always find James Beard award-winning Michelin star. It doesn't matter. Like a real chef, I think you can judge them as a human being by we like going and getting al pastor. I'm not trying to find or I'm going to do a burger.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to
not trying to over-fancify shit.
Yeah.
So and you were talking about being in Maine, right? Live in Maine and the cuisine there, which I unfortunately have not visited Maine yet, but so seafood.
Yep.
Tons of fresh farm to table.
Oh, yeah.
And is that a Portland, Maine thing, or is that like an all over Maine thing now?
That's an all over Maine thing now. There'll be restaurants kind of out in the boondocks, like out in the woods, on properties and stuff. But so what I've noticed in recent years is like shellfish farm, oyster farming, and then obviously lobster is our claim to fame. And I grew up lobstering. A bit, but yeah, the food scene in Maine and around Portland, there's some of my favorite restaurants I've ever been to are just kind of tucked away right down the seacoast there. Yeah.
And I got to get out there.
Have you been to Portland, Oregon?
You know what?
Dude,
the bigger Portland?
No, I'm trying to find out. I just want to find out. It's the better Portland.
Wait. Which one came first?
Definitely Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
Portland, Maine's a sick vibe. It's like a quaint version of anything around New England. It's like everything's brick, everything's old, everything's cobblestones, and it's Port City, and yeah.
That's awesome. I did hear that lobster, before it was considered like a delicacy, there's so many up in Maine and through down into Massachusetts and everything that's what they fed the prisoners.
Yeah. It was apparently it was so abundant that it was just it was like easy food.
Man,
when I grew up, man, I would I'd go tide pooling as a young kid, right? Oh. And one thing just came to mind is all the tide pools had starfish and urchins and baby lobsters. I remember baby lobsters and crabs, and these days, you go look at a tide pool and there's definitely not baby lobsters in it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Like a lot of from what I know, and from a few friends that fish for a living, is that the majority of the most successful lobstering is done further out to sea now. Because the way populations have expanded or decreased and moved and everything, and I think warming waters might have something to do with that. But when I grew up lobstering with my dad, never as a profession, but you would haul the trap up and there would be sometimes stripers in there. There'd be wild ocean floor little fish. There'd be a ton of crabs too. You could big crabs.
Yeah.
But close to shore now is you don't get that.
So you think it might be climate or overfishing or both or everything?
I think it's a combination of everything. Yeah. And you could fact check me on this, but as far as the Atlantic Ocean goes and the North Atlantic Ocean, I have read a few articles that Maine, the Gulf of Maine is one of the most rapidly warming kind of areas in the Atlantic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it? Yeah. Which, being a lifelong surfer, if you paddled out right now, you wouldn't feel like that.
Which you were talking about surfing, and you were just surfing out there at, you said 31 degrees was water?
Not that cold.
Okay.
But
I was going to say that's salt water, but it's okay.
It gets down to the high 30s in the winter, low 40s.
He's cold plunging for sure.
It's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal. It definitely is not. It's not for the faint of heart, for sure. It's for real out there. Yeah.
It sounds exhilarating in its own way.
Yeah. And wetsuit technology has gotten to a place where it is surprisingly you can stay warm, but you got to keep moving. You got to keep paddling and keep your heart rate up and generating that heat.
They're not doing like battery powered heated gloves and shit yet for surfing.
They've tried that. They've tried that stuff before, like having a battery powered wetsuit that has like little heating coils in it.
Yeah.
But it's not. I think it's just never took off because it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking stupid idea.
Yeah, most people don't want to mix water with their electronics. You know, that's
it's like the same thing. Like why, like, you know,
everybody's on shore. They're like, look at this pansy.
Also, it's like, why do you want to mix electronics?
Way to get your ass kicked out there. Just go in there, these like big warming gloves.
Just go out and paddle out with your cell phone and start taking calls in the lineup. You know, it's like, get out of here, dude.
Oh man. Yeah, but I'm sure like growing up, I mean, so it was like you were growing up, it was surfing.
Yeah.
And then there's also like just getting these little lobsters and crabs and
well, not taking them off the beach. That's illegal.
Oh yeah, sorry.
They gotta be a certain size. They gotta be a certain size.
That's illegal.
Yeah, you learned that.
Nope, it's called poaching.
Just looking at them.
Well, not in Portland, Oregon.
I think it's time. I think that it's time we do our little introduction. So we got a special guest on Go With Your Palate today.
We do.
It's not me or Chris, Fat Mario Rubio, unfortunately.
Of course not me.
How'd you get that nickname?
I know. I'm the liability.
You got to ask his girlfriend apparently because he won't tell us the true story.
All right.
Okay, but
Interesting.
You digress. You digress, Joe.
So you're an avid surfer. You love gardening, tons of outdoor stuff. And on top of that, you are a musician that's been traveling around just spreading your love of music. We've got King Kyote on the podcast today. Yeah. So welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me in. Yeah, stoked to be here.
Did I miss anything in that intro? Is it?
No, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. I mean, you can ask me anything, I'll answer it, but just about. But that pretty much sums up who I am. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I mean, why don't we start with like, I know you talked a bit about your upbringing and being born and raised in on the coast of Maine, what you got to see there. Probably a very unique upbringing for what we typically look at as what the norm in the U.S. is, because it has stayed so rural out there and kind of true to I think Maine culture from what I've heard.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you how'd you get into music?
So back in the beginning.
The origin.
No, I grew up. My family, my parents having people at the house, musicians at the house, parties. That's like probably how I got into music and got kind of fascinated with it. My dad plays music. My grandmother played music, and so I grew up with a house that I grew up. While all my friends were listening to Blink-182 and Limp Bizkit and all that stuff, like I was like, listening to Son House and Muddy Waters and Led Zeppelin and listening to, Bob Dylan and the band and Bob Marley and all the Bobs. And I did listen to Limp Bizkit too. I'm not gonna lie, but
okay. Sorry, I was holding my breath there because I was like, please tell me you did it all for the nookie.
What was the other? Oh, Significant Other.
Yeah.
And then Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Classics.
God. Classics.
That's like classic rock now.
It is.
No, dude. Like when you're seeing, they're still because Limp Bizkit is touring. I mean, they were touring last year, right?
I think their
bassist passed away. Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out when it goes from classic to oldies because like I'm feeling like some of the shit that I love listening to like Led Zeppelin growing up too, and then that was like my parents were like baffled by that because they were like, why are you listening to the music I listen to? Right. And I was like, well, whatever it struck me as, it was real music.
Yeah.
And I thought I loved it. So, I think it might have been Jimmy Page. There's a great like clip where he's talking about the future of music. And it was so foreign to everybody that was in the crowd at this press conference when he's talking. And he's saying like, it's going to be these machines and they're going to be playing most of the music. And everybody's like, what the hell are you talking about? And he's like, and then, the playback's going to be this. And this is what the future looks like. And they're still playing, traditional rock, with real instruments.
Yeah.
And so I just saw that like a month ago on Instagram. And I was like, that was wild for him to like have that foresight to be like, there are these inklings of technology coming out that are probably going to overtake, the majority of music. Now you just have straight up, EDM. There's like very little actual musical inclination when it comes to instrumental playing and all that. So It is interesting, and you pride yourself on being very much an instrumentalist.
Yeah, I think everything has its place, you know, like growing up listening to those artists and those bands and that stuff, you know. I remember listening to like Motown, the college radio station at a WUNH in New Hampshire, because I grew up in Southern Maine, so it was like, you know, 20, 30 minutes away. But, you know, Motown on Sunday mornings and stuff like that. And so I grew up really, really vibing on instruments in your hand and you know, really create it, like the creation of songs and songcraft and all that stuff. And like, I think everything's got its place though, you know, like I've seen Pretty Lights. I've met Tiesto before.
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of DJs and that's like rad for what it is, you know, but yeah, I definitely adhere to being like a singer-songwriter and kind of purist in the sense of like writing songs.
Okay.
I don't think that I think a good song is a good song, and I don't think genre matters, you know, when it comes to the like is a song, does it have a message? If so, what is it like? And then musically, like how is it constructed? How is it built? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm sure you're way more attuned than we are too.
Well, I just been playing guitar and yelling into a microphone my whole life. That's all. That's the only difference.
But if it sounds good, it sounds good.
It's like making wine, you know. It's you grow up in something. I imagine it's like you learn the ins and outs of it and the intricacies and the nuances of everything. You know,
grow your ears from a young age.
Yeah,
that guides you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and so you're on a tour right now, but you're going full acoustic on this tour. Is that or not acoustic, but you're solo?
Yeah. I brought my one guitar with me, and it's just me solo playing acoustic guitar and singing. Yeah. I love playing with my band, but we were just keeping overhead low this trip. Sorry, boys.
Shout out.
Shout out to the guys back home.
To the boys.
Next California tour will be we'll have some guys, yeah, for sure.
And how do you describe, like, how did you fall upon, first, if you haven't listened to King Kyote, just Spotify it and just put it on shuffle. That's what I'd recommend for everybody listening. Like, that's the best way, I think, to get to know it, because it does have kind of a range to it. So what really inspired kind of your style of songwriting, your style of music?
Yeah. It's never been just, you know, one thing or a few things. It's always been many things. And actually talking about Zeppelin is like, I really love Zeppelin 3 because you can go from kicking the whole album off with Immigrant Song, and then before you know it, you're like 2/3 of the way through it. It's like Tangerine hits, and it's like pedal steel and acoustic guitars, and it's like you're driving down the highway at golden hour, and so you literally hear like right around the birth of real like metal rock, you know, with that like blues riffs and all that, and Immigrant Song, and it's just like I want to set out to create albums that take you on a ride and aren't just kind of like the same linear thing the whole way through. That's kind of always been like a focus. So when I write, I try to write really cinematically, and that is with lyrics and with the music. Just comes down to whatever the colors you're using or the brush you're using. It's just, you know, again, a good song is a good song. So I try to focus on just trying to write like real honest lyrics and making cool shit too.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, like being in the studio, and experimenting, you're literally in there with your people trying to create really cool vibey shit. I think that's when it gets down to the basics, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually really interested in this too, because I don't know if it's the entertainment industry, the music industry, like that will tend to try to put you in a box. Mm-hmm. That you're one genre, you commit to something, you were country, or you know, you were alternative, or you're this, and I love how you're just, what I was hearing from you where it's like, to you, it feels like it's cinematic. It's this story that unfolds. There's gonna be highs. There's gonna be lows. There's not gonna be just one kind of note that you're saying at. And I feel like through your story, I wanted to hear kind of about what it was like for you, kind of with your style entering this entertainment industry. Because I believe that, like, was it The Voice? You did go on The Voice?
I did go on The Voice. I never aired on The Voice. Yeah, but I did go on The Voice like years ago.
And then that led to
the that other show that I went on.
Yeah. What was the experience was like on those shows? Do you feel like they were kind of trying to put you into one box or another?
Yeah.
And
You were
how do
talking about boxes.
That?
Yeah, the thing about boxes is that they fucking are dumb.
Yeah.
So boxes in the music industry have always been created to more effortlessly and streamlined sell things to people, sell music as a product. I think that our favorite artists who are most influential and push boundaries, people like Bowie, or when Aerosmith and Run DMC like collaborate. And that's like, those are two really kind of easy go-to artists or situations. But I think the boxes are created to just sell. And I've never, for better, for worse, and sometimes to my own detriment, have never really honestly cared about the money. I'm trying to learn how to care more about the money. but like like the realest art and the coolest stuff I've always thought is always going to be left or right of the center, not in a box. I think that artists that do a really good job of also, like, listen, you want to set out to intentionally write a single and write a hit and like have do like a whatever country song, whatever the genre is. Like I totally get it. I think that's that's your own prerogative. But I'm not like trying to write. I'm not trying to write hits. I'm just trying to write like pieces of my life into like a tangible thing you can listen to. It's like that's what I try to like put into it. The shows are shows. I mean, that's like that's just Hollywood, and it was from a musician standpoint and a performance standpoint, it was actually super rad. I went a couple of years ago, went out to LA and was on a show called American Song Contest.
Yeah.
And that was basically, they teamed up with the Eurovision people and they wanted to do an American version of Eurovision where you go state by state, like state and province, and pick an artist or act, band, whatever, from each thing. And at its core level, as far as like a piece of entertainment and a show and everything, I actually thought it was like kind of cool. The reason why I did it was, they're like, it's your own original song. You keep all the, the rights to your music, and you get to put it out, live on NBC primetime and put it out. I put the song out, the single out on Atlantic Records, and it was cool. It was a cool experience. Yeah. Like it's just,
but you also had to be singer-songwriter for that.
Yeah. See,
right? That's
where the weirdness of it kind of comes into, is like, I think they had one foot and one foot out when it came to like the actual delivery, because you have pop people that are like lip syncing and dancing around, and then you have me, which is I'm actually up there playing and singing into a mic, and it's hard for that type of show. It's entertainment, for the masses, and I think you'd want to try to do it differently. If you're making a show where you're going to have like singer songwriters and people who play rock and roll and doing that thing. And then I think like you would kind of need to have it be a little more cohesive with more of those types of people. Because like, for one thing, have you guys ever heard of the artist Alan Stone?
No.
No. All right. So like Alan Stone is from Washington State, and he's like, for instance, like he's opening for Chris Stapleton this year, doing like a ton of Chris Stapleton dates. Alan Stone's like the gnarliest singer and songwriter. Like he's so fucking good. And if anybody should have won that show, it should have been Alan Stone. That's my point. Is like, shows are shows, but it is a good experience.
Going more back to kind of the genre piece of it, because I do find that, and it feels like it's even getting more pigeonholed into genre by genre, right? I remember being, a kid where you had to go to a CD store or a cassette store, like the Warehouse or whatever it was. And we had Virgin down in San Francisco, which was like the record superstore at the time, and it was absolutely awesome. And I just go in and blindly spend like $100 just trying to find new music that was like from every corner of the world, and that was very enjoyable. You get burned quite a few times, but nonetheless, you find like I found like Andrew B's, like this really kind of eccentric reggae dude that was never really like made it big in his own name, but I think he became the lead singer for, I think it was Black Uhuru, which is they were a big reggae group eventually. So he had this really interesting voice. But it does seem like genres are becoming more funneled to the consumer, as everything is with social media and whatever else. Like, this is what you want, we're going to feed this to you. Even the news is that bad, right? It's like, you like this, we're going to keep feeding it to you. But the charts, is that also kind of a product, or maybe created the product of genres?
Yeah, I don't think like charts created the genres. I think true artists created genres. And charts were just a tool and
a tool to promote.
And it's like, I guess like my question would be, is there a point to the Grammys, or is there a point to the Oscars or Golden Globes? You tell me. Is there a point to it?
Not anymore.
No, well, you know what's funny is like I don't watch those things, but like we have the same thing in wine, where we have critics.
Yep.
And we have psalms. We have these gatekeepers that try to, either pigeonhole us into one thing or tell people how to think about our own products. Mm-hmm. And it's annoying as fuck. Like, it is.
Yeah.
And so from the beginning of my career, I used to get shit scores, but I won with the people.
Yeah.
And that's all that I cared about. I was like, you want to give me a 77 point on my wine that I think is awesome. And I just went out and hit the streets, and I'm like, hey, try this. And they're like, well, it got 77 points. I'm like, well, do it taste like 77? They're like, no, it tastes like 95. I'm like, all right, let's build this and get it out in people's mouths. And that like, you just, the grit of that, getting out and learning what people actually want, being in front of them, probably similar to what you are doing when you're doing your live shows, especially when you're actually able to interact in like a more intimate level. Like, that's how you build not just your brand and your music, your product, whatever it is, whether it's music or wine. I mean, that's part of the joy of it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the actual process or act of being a som is like, that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
All that knowledge and all that stuff. I think that humans tend to, then start applying boxes, and titles and all of these things. Like, one thing for me though is like, I don't write songs for the fans.
They're all for you.
At least first. Like, I put it out into the world, and then it becomes theirs. Like, it's not... the perfect example recently is a song that I wrote about my grandmother. She lived to be 102 years old. She went to Juilliard. She performed at Carnegie Hall. And she had a radio show. I found this all out, though. I knew about Carnegie Hall and her going to Juilliard, but the radio show she had, I found out the day of her service from my uncle. And I was just like, I was floored. I was like, damn, like she never told me that. I never knew that. And so like my mind ran with it, and it took a long time to write the song, because I was trying to figure out how to write it, it was like therapy for me, but then like I was like, I want it to be a bit of therapy, or like, meaningful to my family.
Yeah.
And for her too, to remember her. And then, So it's like the perfect example. I wrote that song first for myself, I think, and my family. And then when I put it out in the world, it's not really mine anymore. It's for everybody else. If I wanted to write things completely for myself, and I could just never release it, and hang on to it. You can make the best wine in the world, and that it's the best wine in the world, and you have a small batch, couple barrels, and you never share it with anybody, or whatever. Yeah. But it's like, it's not mine anymore as it was when I wrote it. So yeah, I try not to write for people.
But yeah, you probably get pride out of the people that actually appreciate it, right? Because you're sharing something that's very deep and close to you. And,
it certainly feels good. It's therapeutic. Like there's nothing like being on stage, or like I'm not I'm never going to be ashamed to admit it feels good to get praise. That certainly feels good to be rewarded for things. Too.
I mean, I think that's a great parallel between what we've done and what you do. Like that's what I always said. Like for us, it's like the American palate.
Yeah.
Like everybody kind of grew up eating and drinking and liking similar things, and we make wine that I would like to drink, and hopefully other people like it.
Yeah.
But we are sharing it out there, and like, the praise is cool. I love the praise, but at the end of the day, I can't be stuck on somebody else's ideology, which every industry kind of goes towards, right? You're like, I either want to, keep winning because this is the formulaic version of what I should do, or this is what I think is right for me and what I think will, eventually succeed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great way to describe it for the music side of things.
Yeah, and plus, like, if you didn't truly love it, like, you'd do something else. Too,
yeah,
I love the parallel there too, because I just think as creators, I love how you said that you're not writing for the fans. It sounds like you're pulling the stories and you're putting your whole self into something, and then you give it to them, and then it becomes then it becomes what they make of it. So with the parallel with wine and songs, I'm just seeing that you might taste something that you love and you break down the notes of it, your palate, and what you choose that you like out of it, or you have a song that you wrote specifically about the story, or it's about your grandmother. But then once it's kind of a gift and given to the people that enjoy your wine, the people that enjoy your music, and then maybe you hear from them how they interpreted it, or how it touched their lives, or how they connected. It could be something totally different, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that's still a beautiful thing, I think, about what both of you guys do as creators.
Yeah.
But it must be kind of keeps it interesting and surprising when you kind of see how people interpret it. Like, for example, like I'm like thinking about, like right now, I feel like there's always like that one song that kind of like sticks to you like real quick. Home is that one for me. And I know what I'm feeling when I'm saying. So like sometimes I'm like interested, and this might be sorry. I'm not trying to make it about me.
No,
but like I was like, this was like when I was like, if I get a chance to ask, like what was that song about? Because it's like, then I know, like when I'm feeling it, then I was just going to compare it to what I immediately.
Yeah, but see, now you own your own.
Yeah, now
you own your own definition.
Well, I don't own it. I'm not going to take credit for it.
No, but you own your definition of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think that's
a beautiful thing. Yeah. Because it definitely.
Do you want to compare what his?
Are you asking me what it's about,
Home, dude?
So, Home is truly about like a feeling. But there's literal parts of my life that are mixed into it. Moments of like so it's kind of about. I have a song called Mother Nature on my latest releases and everything, but this song is kind of about my connection to like the earth and Mother Nature, and but it's kind of got it's like it's kind of like what if Mother Nature was a person, vibe to it. And, but it's got literal parts of my life. Like, when I was a little kid, I remember getting swept into the ocean. My dad literally pulled me out of the ocean, by my hair. I was like 6 years old. Yeah. I got stuck, like caught in this like rip right off the beach. Like it was a steep beach, and it got like deep, like over my head, right as you get in the water. And so there was the bridge. I'm trying to remember the lyrics. Salt water in my veins.
Yeah.
And that line, like, I was thinking about that moment, and then like hiking. Took some psychedelics and hiked Mount Washington in New Hampshire with some friends, and had like a insane day that was like a whole ride. And I was just thinking about kind of moments from there and like tied lyrics into that song. So it's kind of a love song. For me, it's here. I'm like ADD, so it's like hard to explain exactly what it is. But like for me, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
Like it's all a feeling.
Yeah.
So that's what that song is about. And so, but for other people, like I've talked to other people who it means something completely different. That song in particular, to them, it feels like, you know, they're connecting it to like a loved one or a moment in their own life. And that stuff's a trip. Like when people share that stuff, the song I wrote for that TV show, when played on the TV show, that was like a breakup song for me. And but then like I was playing the show, and this girl came up to me and was like, my husband passed away, and this song helped me get through this like whole thing.
That was Get Out of Life?
That was Get Out of Life. So
Yeah.
that song was like, you know, that lyric, like she attached it to something completely different in her life, and I was like, whoa. And that's when it's like moments like that when imposter syndrome sets in. I'm like, yo, this is like this is
You're like,
heavy.
This is bigger than me,
This
dude.
is bigger than me. It's weird. It's
But that's
weird
awesome,
when
man.
I mean, it's incredible. Like it's like so moving, but yeah, it's weird when like things all of a sudden feel bigger than you, because then I start like am I supposed to, like, wow, that's like a big shoes to fill, or you know.
That should tell you you're doing something right.
Yeah,
like that your feelings and what you're able to put on paper and create
100.
music around, like that's bringing somebody like some real, what it could be, closure, happiness, whatever.
Yeah,
Like they're finding new grounding to
Also,
stand on.
that's the power of music. You
Yeah.
know, that's truly the power of music is those moments, and especially performing live, and those, like, everybody's brought together.
Yeah.
And becomes one in that one moment.
You were also talking earlier about kind of the, I don't know if you want to call it like the arc of an album.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I understand kind of the journey in a single song. But I also think back to, you know, your reference to Led Zeppelin 3 and how back then it was really important. People would listen front to back, right? Like
Right.
just and there were individual chapters, if you want to call it, but then there was this overall story that they were trying to convey. Is that dead?
No, it's not dead.
Is it?
No,
I mean,
no.
I don't think it's dead, but
No, it's not dead.
but with the ease of listening to an individual song now, I don't know. So we both got back into like vinyl,
Yeah.
and I love the sound of it. I love the process of being a part of it, having to get up, flip the record over, whatever, going from, you know, beginning to end. I think there's something there. I think that's going to continue to that it'll be like that and live performances.
Yeah. Listening, putting vinyl on is certainly just a totally different experience for listening to music. I just got my record player set back up at the house. Just moved into the house a couple months ago and got that thing cooking. So so I put my vinyl on actually, and it was like listening to the songs in a whole new light. I was like, whoa, like I was hearing things in the mix that don't come through from those, you know, really compressed files on Spotify and streaming and everything.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's special to go listen to analog music. It's still insane. I have this conversation about physical vinyls all the time. It's like,
Are you pressing your albums in vinyl?
so I've gotten vinyls made. It's just crazy. You put a piece of metal. What I've always loved about vinyls is that you turn the speakers off and you put your ear up to the record spinning, and you can hear the song playing off of the vinyl record.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should try it.
I've never done that.
What?
Turn the record player on,
Yeah.
and then turn your speakers off.
Yeah.
put your ear up next to the spinning record, and you will hear the needle playing the music.
Okay.
It's literally like, do you guys know how records are made? Like the actual the press, like what the pressing actually is.
Go ahead and explain it,
please.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw a
gonna
video
do
on
this.
this.
Is
but
awesome.
I can't wait to hear this.
So I'm gonna get over my depth with this. I think like the technical stuff, and somebody's gonna be like, "Yeah, this is actually how it sounds." But basically, it's stereo. It's left and right, and so the metal plates they use to press a record has the sound waves cut into the master plate, and that's what a master is. And so when you press a vinyl record, you heat up the vinyl so it becomes pliable and soft, and then it presses, and that metal has the sound waves etched into the metal, and it presses into the vinyl. And so when you put it on a record player, there's a needle. It's basically those little music boxes you can crank around, and they have different songs. They're little fingers that pluck the little note, the little bumps on it. It's kind of like that, but it's the signal is sent into your speakers and it's amplified.
That is, I'm just trying to imagine
Yeah.
I get the pressing of the album. I just forget getting the music to the mat that state that on the metal to press the actual warm vinyl down. It's wild. I need to. You remember that show, How It's Made?
I was just
How
thinking.
It's Made.
I'm sure they did an album one, and I'm gonna go watch that, and then I'm gonna email you guys a video of me saying it correctly. But it's
back
trippy.
off, trolls. All right, we're just having a genuine conversation.
He's not a real musician. He doesn't even know how records are made.
But How It's Made, dude, I remember hot dogs. How It Was Made destroyed hot dogs for me. Only for an hour.
Yeah,
and I was still fuck it. I'm just gonna forget that part.
Friggin' fake crab.
You fake crab, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
fake crab.
for the California rolls and all that. Oh god. But no, that's wild. I think seriously, you had me at being able to hear it.
That's
I'm
cool.
gonna do that now. I'm gonna say
check it out.
I feel
It's wild.
if I saw someone before we had this conversation, I'm glad we had this conversation first, because someone's like, dude, I can hear the music. I'm be like, dude, what are you on?
Yeah.
I want it.
I know.
The files are in the computer.
Zoolander.
The music is in the vinyl.
Zoolander.
In it. It's physically in it. It's physically in it. There's a lot of it's like a really basic thing, but it's hard for me to explain. It's crazy how they get the sound etched into,
Well, for some dude to figure that out 100 years ago or more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the wild thing for me, is just thinking,
crazy.
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even the digital technology and shit that we have nowadays, but just the fact that they were able to figure something out like that.
And just to clarify, Art, I don't know if you found out, but so the master, all
I'm watching while you guys are yammering.
Oh yeah, so we actually have this right now.
Oh yeah.
We just have it up on screen, but
also the grooves in the records, it's left and right. So the needle's reading, it sits
Both
in the
sides.
middle and gets both sides. So if you didn't have the sound waves etched into one of the sides, that's what actual stereo is.
You'd miss the whole
You
side.
record the song, it goes into the mixing board, and then you figure out the mix, and that is recorded stereo, and then it's delivered stereo to the vinyl.
But the silly question I have is, they're all coming from the master.
The master, I think the master actually technically refers to the original mix, the original recording of it, which used to be on tape and is now digital.
Yeah.
The pressing, I don't know if the actual final press, if that's included in old masters or not, but if masters are definitely the original recording.
Yeah.
So now it's just digital. Now it's just the files are in the computer.
And break it open.
And that's where AI got them.
Yeah. So when you're talking back about the whole album and kind of the way that you're going to structure that storyline, do you have that vision prior to recording? Does it happen at some point during recording a number of songs, or is it afterwards and you're this is the story I want the album to tell?
this really the end? Unbelievable. Find out next week.